Let's pretend that it's 2010. Where were you in 2010? I was here, living in what was once deciduous forest, then cut and plowed for corn and soybean, then flattened and paved for suburban development. I lived in a neighborhood like many others. My house was on a cul-de-sac. My friends lived across the street and down the road. We played here, never here, and sometimes here. I hope to revisit all of these sites for future projects, but today I'd like to focus on just one, the retention pond. When developers plan a new neighborhood, one of their first concerns is, when it rains, where does the water go? Their solution is usually a cocktail of storm drains, dry basins, and retention ponds. During a storm event, the rainwater slowly drains through this network of ponds and basins before emptying into the local watershed. Unfortunately, almost no attention gets paid to the aesthetic, let alone the ecology of these artificial ponds. So for this project, I'd like to revisit my childhood pond and transform it into a living wetland full of habitat for fish, frogs, and neighborhood kids desperate for just one little piece of real nature. Let's start with the pond's shape. Retention ponds are typically constructed with straight edges and geometric forms. This makes the calculations easier for engineers, but a natural wetland is almost never so rectilinear, and if we want to maximize edge habitat, we need to make things a little more wavy. Adding an island also increases edge habitat, plus it makes a nice focal point. To create even more habitat, we can dig terraces along the slope and enclose them with small berms. Once our earthworks are in place, we can start to consider my favorite element of any wetland, the plants. Most retention ponds are little more than algae-infested puddles surrounded by cut grass. So to prevent suffocating algae blooms, we need to fill the pond edges with a diversity of wetland plants native to Indiana. For example, bulrush makes an excellent biofilter, wild rice can stabilize the slopes, and cattails just look cool. If we include a few submerged islands, we can even grow lily pads for the frogs and American lotus for their autumnal blooms. Fish, especially largemouth bass, utilize these thickets of submerged plants for hunting, and as long as we stock the pond with 3 sunfish for every smallmouth, then the predator-prey ratio should be kept in check. To help prevent overpopulation, we can also host a yearly fishing tournament at the end of the summer. This gets the neighborhood involved in pond management, while preventing overfishing before the bass have a chance to lay their eggs in spring. A network of boardwalks will let us access all the best fishing spots, and provide a unique connection between neighborhoods where one did not exist before. To ensure the pond is never starved for oxygen, let's build one of these cool windmill aerators. We can put it next to the picnic tables. Oh, and if we replace all the grass with native prairie, not only will the HOA save money on lawn care, but the tall grasses and prairie flowers will slow stormwater runoff and even filter my neighbor's excessive use of fertilizer. Last of all, we need a notice board where we can display information about the pond, plus a leaderboard where we can display all the winners from the summer fishing tournaments. Next summer, we'll host the inaugural block party to celebrate the completion of the pond. Could even make it a fish fry on the 4th of July. And who knows, maybe we'll inspire other kids in other neighborhoods to transform their retention ponds into living wetlands, where fish jump out of the water and frogs croak on warm summer nights.